a little
Hold
bit,
on.
and then we'll have some fun, okay?
Un momento, por favor.
Take your time, take your time.
I accidentally turned the camera on.
You had it on there for a second.
Yeah, I'm not exposing myself today.
I like it. I like the Grizzly Adams look, man.
I'm gonna be the anonymous deep voice behind the Discord default screen.
We sound good. We sound good.
I'm not too loud, right?
Nope, you're good. You're fine. The only one that has to worry about being loud is me, not you.
Why, you can control my volume?
Yeah, I'm just too. You know me. I'm just too fucking loud in general. I have the volume set pretty good. Welcome everybody. I see some people popping in already. Welcome, welcome. We're gonna get ready here in a couple seconds. Let me take a little bit of sip of water. What's up, Joel? Good to see you, bud. All right, here we go. Here we go. Yo, what it do, GG Nation, GG Legion, it's your fella again. Straussman, the GG. Yo, welcome to another episode of the podcast. We're gonna have some fun today. This is a good one. This is one of my favorite ones to do every year. The Game Awards 2020. It's our prediction show. Obviously, we didn't have one for E3 this year because there was no E3. I got a very special guest. I got the bearded wonder himself, Chad. We're going to rock it old school. It's just going to be us two, the dynamic duo today. Shout out to the other super best friends. I know it's really busy. Holidays, they could not make it. Shout out to my cousin JJ. Shout out to Elo. And shout out to Skip to my Lou there for helping me out on the Miles Morales spoiler cast. Go check that out. I've done my full playthrough, or my fourth playthrough of Miles Morales live on Twitch stream. Most of you saw that, but you can check it here on YouTube. Go check out those 3 videos. But this is going to be a fun pod. How you doing, Bearded Wonder, yourself? You feeling strong?
Oh, of course. Always feeling strong, bro. Hey, we were talking about it earlier the other day. They did release Kratos in Fortnite.
Yes, we were actually talking about this morning. I just saw it. We were talking about it this morning. I did officially see it on the PS5 news page. Very cool, very cool. Kratos, Samus, and Master Chief, depending on what version of the game you got. I don't know if I would consider Kratos a hunter. Maybe Aloy would have been better, but Kratos is the man. He's the G. He's the G. But we're going to talk Game Awards. We're going to have some fun here. We're going to predict. We're doing 22 out of the 30 categories. I cut out the esports and games of, what was that one? What's that other one? It's not games of, I forgot what it was called. There was another one I cut out. We're talking about just the major big categories here. We're going to predict what we think is going to win and what we want, what we really want to win. We're also, what up, Shannon? How you doing, bud? Also, we're going to have some fun, and we're going to have predictions. We're going to actually start off with predictions today. Hopefully Chad brought some fire. I brought some spicy tamales right now. I got some heat. I got some fire in here, as you can quickly see. We got a big outline to get through. We're going to have some fun tonight. Also, don't take our opinions too seriously or too to the heart. A lot of people get caught up with the emotions of the Game Awards. If your game does not get nominated, don't take it too harshly. As long as you enjoy the game, that's all that matters. This is a celebration of video games. We're here to have a good time. I know it's been a tough year for a lot of people, but let's just have fun here. We're going to have fun on the pod. We're going to make some jokes. We're going to predict some cool stuff. That is going to guarantee come true. Hopefully. That'd be really cool. That'd be really fun if it happens. Again, don't take our opinions too hard. Just have some fun with it. Again, there's a bajillion Game of the Year awards. A lot of people just put a lot of stock in this one because this is like ours. I do have one really valid criticism of the Game of Year, the Game Awards. We'll talk about it when we get to that category. But we're just gonna have some fun here, and I hope you guys are ready. Samurai Showdown Season 3 trailer on Monday. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, Joe. Joel, sorry, not Joe. Sorry, Joel. But let's we're gonna start with some we're gonna start with some heat. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna set the mood. I'm gonna set the set the mood here with our first prediction. I think Sony is gonna bring it. I think they're gonna have a big presence. I think this is gonna be damn near their show, almost. And I also wouldn't be surprised if there's like a state of play they do a couple weeks after this show. If they don't show everything, I think a lot of third-party stuff is gonna be their way as well. But my prediction is they're gonna have some big dick energy, Chad. They're gonna have some big dick energy here. They're gonna go with. We're gonna finally see that Silent Hill reboot. I feel it in my jejunum. I feel it in my soul. I feel like it's going to be here. We're going to see that Silent Hill reboot. And we're going to see Blue Point's next remake. They've been teasing about it on Twitter. Apparently. I did not double check the tweets, which I should have. But I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say it's a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake. And it's going to have the blessing of Kojima. And he's going to be involved. And it will not be a full remake. It will be a... not a, what's it called, shot-for-shot remake. It will have a lot of new elements to it. It'll be a new story. Very similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake and also Resident Evil 2 Remake. I'm starting out with there. What do you think, Chad?
Well, you kind of stole my thunder there, Levi. I was kind of thinking the same thing, but I'm thinking more of like an announcement of an acquisition of titles.
Okay.
I'm thinking that.
What's up, Jeff? How you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm thinking that Konami license might actually be theirs, and hopefully we get an announcement of it.
Oh, very cool, very cool. I like that. That's a good prediction. We're kind of on the same program with that. Obviously, we'll probably take I'm gonna take a little bit of the easy way route because I also put here possible God of War Ragnarok tease or Horizon Zero Dawn 2, or no, was it Horizon Forbidden Forest? Horizon Forbidden Forest.
Forbidden West, bro.
Forbidden West, sorry, Forbidden West. Shout out to the Beard Wonder. I kind of stole that from him yesterday. He was thinking that, but I thought that was a pretty easy one. Hey, enjoy the show, Jeff. Good to have you here, bud. You got any more Sony ones that you wanted to throw out there, Chad? Before I go to my next one.
I think the only big trailer we're gonna see is the Horizon trailer.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna get a God of War trailer. I think that's a little too dreamy and too soon, honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got a teaser a couple months ago, right? Timing might be right. I haven't checked Corey's Twitter, so I don't know if he's teasing anything. He literally teased that God of War teaser a day before, so maybe stay tuned to that.
I know he teased he got tested for COVID. I don't know if he's actually positive or not. I don't think he announced it or anything.
Yeah.
So I doubt there's going to be a trailer for it.
Yeah, and you make a really solid point with Horizon 2. It's more we've seen that game revealed a little bit more. We need to see it revealed a little bit more, and that game was revealed first, so it kind of makes sense to kind of showcase that one a little bit, since that one's going to be also on PS4. But I think Sony, they really done a great job with their exclusives. They really built their franchises on this, or their namesake. Like, Nintendo has great first-party titles too, but not this narrative-driven style that Sony has. It's their own brand. There was like I think a Sony document that was leaked and shown that, they're making a lot of money off single players, and it shows. They're making a ton of money. PS5 is the Tickle Me Elmo here of everybody's trying to get one for Christmas. I know a lot of you are still trying hard. Don't give up. Don't cave into the scalpers. A lot more streams coming up. I apologize not having that Bug Snack stream last night. I fell asleep. That's on me. It's not on you guys. That's on me. But we'll be streaming a lot more this weekend. So keep it tuned. My next one, I'm going Nintendo. I think Nintendo will also have a big presence in this show. I think we're obviously going to see a new Smash Brothers character. I'm thinking third party, and my gut is telling me Crash Bandicoot, but we might see a first party character instead. But Nintendo's kind of had a really weird year. They've kind of coasted on Animal Crossing, and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition came a little bit after that, but it's really been Animal Crossing this whole year. They kind of dropped the ball with Mario's 35th anniversary, even though that game, that collection of games sold like hotcakes, and I still want to pick that up myself for sure. I'm going to say they're going to show a new Super Smash Bros. Character, third party, Crash Bandicoot. They're going to have an Animal Crossing expansion pass. Every first party Nintendo game has gotten an expansion pass, except for Animal Crossing. I know Animal Crossing's a little bit different. They do updates every month. We're in the winter update right now. But I think they'll have some sort of big expansion, not just for like furniture, island building, stuff like that. Maybe possibly a new island, new villagers, new settings, something like that. I think they'll get an expansion pass. I mean, Pokemon got it, Fire Emblem got it. All their first party content has gotten an expansion pass. I think the easy one is also Breath of the Wild 2. I think that's easy given. I think we have to see that. The game was supposed to come out this year. Guess what? We're in December, guys. I highly doubt, unless it's shadow dropped at the Game Awards, that it's coming out immediately, which they won't do. They want to promote that game. They want to make sure people have Switches for that game. Breath of the Wild 2 will be shown off. I think we'll actually see some gameplay. And we're not going to get both, but one or the other. We're either going to see Bayo 3 or Metroid Prime 4. I'm going to lean towards Bayonetta 3. I think we're finally going to see a little bit of that game. That game's been in the oven since it was announced in 2017 Gaming Year Awards. I think it's time to see it. What do you think of all of that, Chad?
I'm a little against what you said about the Smash character. You know how I feel. I think it's time for a Sony.
Well, you saw that rumor today, character. So you can say it.
I didn't see a rumor, so you can say it if you want.
All right, the rumor was Sora is going to be announced for not Kingdom Hearts. Sora from Kingdom Hearts is going to be announced at the Game Awards. That was the rumor.
For Smash?
Yes, I would have a lot of you.
I did say that yesterday.
Don't get your emotions and hype levels too high, because that's very easy to pry on your people's emotions like that.
That's true. I did say that yesterday, though, so that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
but I do believe it's.
And you said it. It's not Square side. It would be the Disney side, but maybe they've been talking about it a lot. Did you have any Nintendo ones that you wanted to?
No, that would be the only Nintendo one. We might see a Breath of the Wild trailer.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me if we did. But I'm not looking forward to anything Nintendo. You know me.
What about Bayo 3 or Metroid Prime 4? Are we finally going to see either one of those games?
It is time for Bayo, like you said. No Metroid. You won't see Metroid.
Yeah. All right, Chad. I'm gonna give you the floor. I'm gonna see, what do you got for me right now?
I have a feeling you're gonna see more of is it called Avowed or whatever Obsidian's game's gonna be?
Oh yes, it is Avowed. Yes.
I have a feeling that might get some airtime. But besides that, from Xbox, I really don't know what else to expect from them. You would hope maybe we would get like an update on Starfield or maybe even Elder Scrolls, but I doubt it. We'll see though.
Shannon says, I still say Ryu from Ninja Gaiden. That's a great pick, Shannon. Ryu will probably has a really good shot, I believe, to be a Smash Brothers character. He is a Nintendo classic if people forget about it. I know a lot of people know Ninja Gaiden Black on the original Xbox, which was the hotness. I also got a Microsoft prediction, Chad. I feel like they're going to be a lot quieter than the other two. But I still feel like they'll have something. And the something will be a new IP from that quadruple A, quote-unquote, studio they're making, which they have a lot of talent. They have Red Dead, Naughty Dog talent on there. Or Hellblade 2 gameplay. Or maybe both. But I'm leaning towards one or the other. I think we'll see something from Microsoft. They had a bigger presence last year. Not Microsoft fans, don't rip my head off. Don't fatality me. I'm just saying, I know it's been really hella quiet for the Series X. There hasn't been a lot of new games. They got 26 studios now. We got to start seeing some stuff, but it still might not be the time. Is there any chance any of these happen, Chad?
There's always a chance with Microsoft, dude. Like I said, I already think I really do think you're gonna get the Avowed trailer. But that's really it. I don't really expect to see anything else.
Not even Hellblade? I mean, that was the first game announced.
I mean, it's possible, but I think they might be holding that for maybe something bigger next year. Because I feel like they missed that opportunity the last time. I can't remember what it was for when they showed that little geography thing about it.
Yeah, that was so weird. They showed like...
yeah, I think...
They're like, hey, this is like Norway, bye.
Yeah, I thought that was an opportunity to kind of like show it off.
Yeah, I was really shocked about that too. That was kind of underwhelming. There's no chance we're seeing Halo, guys. I mean, there's no effing chance. I would keep that thing in the oven until you're really, really ready to show that off. They've had a lot of terrible news. Something's going on with 343. But those are like my heavy hitters of the big three companies. I'm going to go with some other companies. I'm going to start with Capcom. I think Capcom, like most of Capcom's, document has leaked. I mean, if you haven't seen it online, I won't discuss it here because, like, technically I don't think I can. Or at least I can't show anything, but just if you, maybe check the interwebs, you might stumble upon it, per se. But there's still a few surprises on that docket. And there was a few code names that we don't know what are, but I'm actually leaning towards a little bit of the leak. I think they're going to either they're going to reveal here Onimusha or Dragon's Dogma 2, which were both on that leak docket. I'm thinking I'm leaning towards Onimusha. The Onimusha Remaster 1 came out a few years ago. People really didn't know what it was, didn't realize it was a remaster of the first game. I think a reboot, or if this is a remake of that original game, I think this is the perfect timing with Sekiro winning Game of the Year last year, Neo 2 being successful, being nominated in a category. I think it's time. I think it's always more time for Samurai. Ghost of Tsushima is nominated for 8 awards, right? So I think it's time. Samurais are in. They're the hotness right now. I think it's time for Onimusha. How do you feel about Capcom? You got any Capcom prediction, Chad?
No. I have no Capcom predictions.
How do you feel about my prediction, though? What do you think? Lukewarm on it?
I mean, I doubt you're going to see anything, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I think we will. I mean, I think the easiest thing is probably Resident Evil 8. Resident Evil stuff. Resident Evil stuff is really hot right now after RE2 remake. We know RE4 remake is coming. They're kind of skipping Code Veronica, which is such a bummer to me. I think Code Veronica really, really could use a modern day remake, reimagining. Unlike RE4, RE4 was Game of the Year when it came out. I think in like 2006 or whatever, a long time ago. Like, that game's fantastic and still holds up. I don't think we necessarily need a remake of 4. I understand it. People love that game. It's gonna sell millions. But when do you hold back a little bit? Because RE3 remake came out, and people did not have the same response they did with RE2 remake because they felt like RE3 was rushed, right? So it's going to be really interesting. They're leaning heavily towards that. I think the easiest thing from Capcom we're going to possibly see is RE8. I think that's very safe to say. Wouldn't you say that at least? What up, Savage?
Yeah, we might get a release date.
I think we're ready. Oh, you say full release date. Okay, full release date. What else you got for me, Chad? You got any more stuff? Because I got a few other things.
Run away with it, bro. It's your show.
All right. I'm going to go with Square Enix. I did a lot of the big companies. I was just thinking what would be really fun to see. And again, we're just going to have a lot of fun with this. Also, I forgot to say my bullshit prediction that's not going to happen. But I want to see that Dino Crisis remake. I'm going to keep saying it until it comes true. It's going to happen eventually. They said they're going to do it, and I believe them. I believe Capcom will get that done. But I feel like it's time for Onimusha. I think it's time to bring that back. I don't even know why Onimusha ever went away, to be honest with you. Should have kept going. more. It's about time they bring that franchise back. Like again, samurais are really hot right now. They gotta keep it going. Shannon says Microsoft needs to show more of Fable. I don't think they're going to, but it would be cool if they did. But I think
It's
that game's far away.
Too soon.
Too
Way
soon.
too soon.
I think it's too soon. JJ couldn't make it today, Savage, but I hope your day is going well, bud. All right, Square Enix is the next one for me. I know this one's already a PlayStation 5 exclusive. That's why I said a lot of the PlayStation predictions will probably lean towards, a lot of third party will lean towards Sony on this event. Like I said, I feel like this will be damn near their event, not just all the damn awards they're going to win, which we're going to get to here in a second. But Final Fantasy 16 is going to be shown. It's going to look a lot better. There might be a possible new Dragon Quest from Square Enix. I don't know. I'm thinking there will be. And maybe a first look at Spider-Man and Avengers. I don't know. They got to keep that excitement for that game up. Maybe not. They might sweep that one under the rug. Not talking about Avengers at all here. But I think that might be a little bit of a cheap pop if they did that. Show Spider-Man and Avengers. That's supposed to be a Sony exclusive. Stuff like that. But I do feel like something Square will be here. I'm just going to lean in and think it's Final Fantasy 16. Which, again, I know it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. But Final Fantasy 7 Remake, nominated for a good amount of awards. I think 6 categories. I think you feed off that. I think you have Final Fantasy 16. I think you show it off again. Maybe not. Might not be ready. The rumor is that game's coming out 2021. What do you think, Chad? Anything from Square?
No, I don't think you're going to see anything from Square.
Okay.
Unless... I don't think they're prepared to show more of 16 yet. You might actually see something from 14. That could be possible, but I don't think you'll see much else.
Good point. What about the game they revealed a couple of years ago, Babylon's Fall? Are we ever...
Wait, isn't Outriders there?
Outriders isn't out yet either, right? But yeah, I think it is published by Square.
You might actually see more of Outriders then.
Okay. That's what Chad's feeling. I'm gonna go to Bandai Namco, man. I can't forget about Bandai Namco. I love that Bandai Namco. My prediction's a pretty safe one. It's a pretty easy one. I didn't really go too far into it. I think maybe we'll see an Elden Ring trailer. That game was supposed to come out in April this year. It is December. It's December. So obviously it got pushed back for next gen. Maybe we see it re-revealed. Maybe we'll have a Microsoft publishing rights. That shout out to the Bearded Wonder himself, Chad. He's the one that thought about that already. Most likely that's probably be the case. Or maybe we see the second Tekken 7 second character for Season Pass 4. Maybe. I'm playing a little safe on that. I couldn't really think what else. I don't think they're going to show any anime games or anything here. Bandai Namco. But they clearly have a pulse on something, and they're making a lot of games, a lot of money right now. I'm assuming there's a chance we see Elden Ring. What do you think, Chad?
It would be nice to see some Elden Ring. I know people are really hyped up about that game, but I don't think you'll see much else from Bandai.
Yeah. If we see anything, I think that'd be the biggest thing. My final couple I got here. I think WB will make an appearance here, Warner Brothers, but instead of the Batman games and the Suicide Squad game, I think they're going to save that for their little DC style, what's it called? Virtual convention they kind of do. They said they're doing that every few months now, so I don't think you'll see any of those games. I think we'll see that Harry Potter game that was debuted at the Sony reveal trailer, PS5 reveal trailer. I think Harry Potter game, this is a strange one to me. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but it's amazing that there's not that many Harry Potter games. A world with wizards and magic, and you can't make a damn good game for it. This game looks really good. This game looks really, really good. Looks like it's an open world RPG with Harry Potter. Again, I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I know a lot of you are excited. Please don't turn me into a frog or whatever you prefer. But I also think there's a possibility. Again, it might be a little too soon because we just got the newest DLC for MK11. Maybe Ed Boon has something to show here for the next season pass for MK11, Mortal Kombat 11. I don't think so. But I put it on there because that's kind of my reach right there. But I do think maybe we'll see something from WEB. How are you feeling about Warner Brothers, Chad?
We just saw that Harry Potter game, so I don't think you're going to see much of that. Maybe you see the next combat pass for Mortal Kombat? Maybe?
Yeah.
It might be a little early, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. But I think they're far from done with Mortal Kombat 11. I think they really, really, really want to milk this thing until humanly possible. And I'm a sucker for it. I've dumped so much money in Mortal Kombat. I've jumped a ton of hours into that game, too. Really enjoy it. They gave you the free next-gen upgrade if you already bought the expansion pass for it. A lot of great characters in it. I wish it just played a little more like Mortal Kombat 10. Had a little more diversity in the combos and stuff like that. But, man, that game is beautiful. It's really pretty. A really pretty Mortal Kombat game. The final one I got is, I don't think this is happening at all, but EA... it will show nothing. They will not have a presence at all unless they show Skate 4 or Jedi Fallen Order 2, which they would get a huge pop for Jedi Fallen Order 2. We know Respawn has already started working on that game. I don't know if it's ready to show. I don't know if you show it here. You save it for Star Wars in the summer. I'm assuming they'll probably save it for the Star Wars convention in summer. But that's the only two things I could see them showing if EA has any presence at all. Maybe a cheap pop for Madden, Madden Next Gen free upgrade available now on PS5, Xbox Series X. That just released today. Game Awards is officially next week, and I'll be doing a live stream, so stay tuned for that. We'll react to that. What about your favorite company in the world, Chad? Are they going to show anything? They won't show any Mass Effect. I highly doubt it.
Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get that Mass Effect official announcement trailer probably, and then that'll probably be it.
Okay. you actually think okay? I got you. I didn't write anything about Activision. I don't know, maybe more Destiny stuff, but I don't know. Nothing came to mind when I was thinking Activision or Ubisoft. There could be a lot of surprises here because two new next-gen consoles. Congrats to Sony and Microsoft launched. But how much are those companies willing to show here at the Game Awards than their own conference? Game Awards gets a lot of pop. It gets like 10 million viewers. So I'm assuming they would want to show a little bit. But Chad had made a good point yesterday when we were talking off stream that Sony doesn't really want to cannibalize some of their exclusives. But I would kind of fight that a little bit because Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima came out 3 weeks from each other. The only cannibalism they're kind of doing is in the Game Awards, where they're in like every category. That's only but I think for Sony it has changed for them. Their IPs, they're not afraid to make new IPs. They got new IPs on the way with Spider-Man 2. Miles Morales was a fantastic game. Don't think we'll see Spider-Man 2 here. I think that's a little too soon. I think we'll see it announced pretty soon. But I don't know when. I think Sony will do that in their own time. And again, I think the narrative has changed for them. They already built this whole generation on PS3 exclusives, but PS4 is really taken. They are dominating the Game of the Year awards, the Game Awards. They're always in Game of the Year category the last 3 or 4 years. They are killing it right now. So Sony is really in a good position. Nintendo's always been in a good position because nobody really, I hate to say it in that way, they always have the nostalgia goggles. They don't pay too much attention to Nintendo. They kind of accept what Nintendo's always given them, Mario and Zelda. They don't really care about new IP with Nintendo as much as they used to. Nintendo really doesn't get that much criticism. I think Microsoft gets a little too much criticism. And in a little bit, no, I think there was a Forbes article saying Microsoft was, the Series X was the worst tech this year, and I would disagree with that. Maybe it's a little disappointing of a launch or something like that, but I wouldn't say it's the worst tech or anything like that. It was really kind of shocking to see them say that. I would just politely disagree with that. The Series X is a fantastic machine. It just does not have a God of War or anything, a Spider, anything to play at this moment, where the launch of the PS5 was fantastic in terms of games. We got Sackboy's Big Adventure, we got Demon Souls, we got Miles Morales, and Godfall is a third-party exclusive. I mean, that's a fantastic lineup. Whether if you don't like Godfall or not, I know a lot of people don't. But I'm just saying, compared to Knack and Killzone, I think Sony's really did a really good job on their first party this time. One thing I forgot to mention, Ratchet and Clank. Do we see that here? Or we've seen enough of Ratchet and Clank. Do we get a date?
I was going to say, we haven't seen a release date, have we? That would be awesome if we got a release date for Ratchet and Clank.
Because my gut is telling me that Ratchet and Clank is like a January, February game. It's the beginning of the year game.
Maybe. I mean, that's a solid guess. I'd say more March, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah.
Like maybe February,
tell
March,
us
but
your predictions down below. We're not done yet. We're about to get into the fun. Here we go. We're going to talk about what we think is going to win and what we want to win. And also, I saved Game of the Year to the last. I went reverse order. Just giving everybody, sorry, you can skip to the end of the video because I know a lot of you will watch this as a video. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us, Chad and I, the Bearded Wonder himself. Let's start with Best Debut Game, Chad. Mortal Shell, Carry On, Raji, Ancient Epic, Roki, and Phasmophobia are the nominees. What do you think is going to win, and what do you want to win? I'm going to let you start out, because you get paid the big bucks, buddy.
I haven't played any of these games. I've watched a lot of Phasmophobia. Huh?
My buddy Derek hopped in. I got a lot of people. We got a lot of peeps today. Thanks. Shout out to everybody. It's good seeing everybody.
But yeah, I think Phasmophobia is probably going to win. I know it has a lot of hype behind it. I see it a lot on Twitch.
Yeah.
But I would want Carry On to win. I watched a lot of that game when it first came out. If you love like old school 2D games like that, it's really neat.
I heard about that game. I heard that game was really good. I heard Carry On's really fantastic. I'm also like Chad. I didn't play any of these games, but
yeah, let everybody know. I strictly play mostly PS4 and mobile games.
Yeah.
I don't have a PC. I don't have a Switch. I don't have an Xbox. So I do watch a lot of video games get streamed. So I am a little biased when it comes to my opinions sometimes. Yeah. But
again, that's why I said don't take our opinions too hard. We're just having a lot of fun here. For me, I think it's hands down Phasmophobia. What an innovative horror experience. It is very fun to watch people play this game and get hella scared playing with your friends. It's like your own version of Zach Bagans' Ghost Adventure. The only other one I feel like might get some contention, some heat, is Mortal Shell. So I feel like what is gonna win and what I want to win, I'm gonna go with the same. It's Phasmophobia. I think Phasmophobia takes it. I think that's an easy category for Phasmophobia to win. All these are probably pretty fantastic, but I don't know much about. I know a lot about Mortal Shell because I watched a lot of people play that. I'm a Souls fan myself. It's not as good as the Souls games, I would say, but it's an interesting concept. Interesting concept. The next category we're gonna do is Best Multiplayer Game. The nominees are Animal Crossing, Among Us, Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys, and Valorant. I'm gonna start out. The GG's gonna take this one. We're gonna start out with this one. I definitely feel like Animal Crossing should not even be in this category. The multiplayer is not that significant or not that great in that game, and period. I wish Nintendo would take multiplayer a little more seriously. I mean, their internet on the Switch is pretty bad. Again, I love Nintendo. I have a Switch right here. I love this thing. I put a lot of hours into Xenoblade and many other Nintendo Switch exclusives. Fire Emblem Three Houses. I was really disappointed when it was snubbed at the Game Awards last year for Game of the Year. But what I feel like is going to win, I think it's down between Among Us and Fall Guys. I think what's going to win is Fall Guys. And what I want to win is also Fall Guys. I think Fall Guys deserves the nod here. I think it's a very popular game. It was very much like Rocket League. People really loved it for a couple of months. I still see a ton of people play this game. But it seems like the hype has faded a little bit. I know Among Us is hella popular. That game's technically from 2018, but it's made its most impact here, so it's kind of weird how it's nominated for this category. But, not category, well, it is a great multiplayer game, but just in the Game Awards at all. Because this should be really games of 2020. But how do you feel in chat? Who do you want to win, and what do you expect to win?
I'm kind of with you. I'm in the same boat. I want Fall Guys to win. I think Among Us is going to win, though.
Okay. I mean, it is a fantastic game. I cannot wait till this game comes to PS4 and Xbox. It's going to be so much, or PS5 and Xbox Series X. Current gen platforms, let's just say. I can't wait for that. It's going to be really fun. I think Sony will probably capitalize on Phasmophobia and Among Us. I think we'll try to get it on PS5 as fast as possible as a plus game, and I bet it is a plus game. That's also another prediction. Boom. Put it in the bank. Seal it. Let's go to the next sports. Best sports and racing game. Everybody's favorite category in the chat right now. Shout out to all the sports fans right now. The nominees are Dirt 5, F1 2020, FIFA 21, NBA 2K21, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remake. I'm going to let Chad go first. What do you want to win, or what do you think is going to win?
I hate sports and racing games, so I want Tony Hawk's Pro Skater to win. I think it has a good shot.
Yeah.
Usually sports games do dominate this category, but we'll see.
Yeah. I'm actually with Chad. I actually think Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remake was fantastic. I actually think it has a legit shot to win this. The only other winner I could see is probably FIFA 21. I don't think Dirt 5 has a shot. I don't think NBA 2K21 has a shot, even though the next-gen version is much better in a lot of ways and not so many ways than the PS4 and Xbox Series X version. Tony Hawk has to get the nostalgia nod? Yeah, that'd be so cool. I wish NHL was on here, Derek. I wish NHL got nominated. I feel like that game is always overlooked, and it's probably the best EA game. But I'm with Chad. Chad's a smart man. We'll go with Tony Hawk. Best sim/strategy game. The nominees are Crusader King III, Desperado III, Gears Tactics, Microsoft Flight Simulator, XCOM, Chimera Squad. XCOM is also kind of an older game, but it's a newer expansion. This is where the Game Awards kind of blurs the lines with a lot of categories sometimes. But what I'm going to go with, and what I think is going to win and what I want to actually win, is Microsoft Flight Simulator. That game is absolutely fantastic. It has a 92 Metacritic, which doesn't really mean shit, but it means a lot for the game critics that are voting for these categories specifically. But I think people can't overlook how beautiful that game is. That game looks so fantastic. I've watched a lot of people play that game, and it looks so good. And I feel like this is a dying breed. We don't get flight sims or any type of simulator games anymore, except for Farming Simulator. That's still very popular. But Microsoft Flight Sim, I think it deserves the recognition. I think it easily takes the crown in this category. How about you, Chad?
I'm going with Crusader King. I really think that's the game that's going to... And, yeah, that's really the only one I've actually paid attention.
Which one, Flight Sim?
No, Crusader.
Oh, okay, so you think Crusader has a shot?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tony Hawk is going to win.
I might have had a little internet drop there. I think I froze for a second.
You did for a second. It's all good. We're going to go into Best Family Game. Animal Crossing, Crash War, Fall Guys, Mario Kart Live, which is very interesting. Paper Mario, and Minecraft Dungeons, the new Paper Mario game, Origami King. I'm gonna let Chad go first because I think this is an easy category too.
Which category? I froze again.
Did you freeze again? I'm sorry, Chad. Let's
No,
see.
you're good, man.
Best family: Animal Crossing, Crash 4, Fall Guys, Mario Kart Life, Paper Mario, and Minecraft Dungeons. What do you
I'm
want?
going with Fall Guys.
What's gonna take
I think Fall Guys. I think Fall Guys is the family game of the year, bro. I think families play that game every day. They watch their kids play it. Their parents play it. Everybody has fun playing Fall Guys.
Okay, I have a different opinion. I think this is easily Animal Crossing's award. I think it wins it. I would like Crash 4 to win it. A lot of people, that game didn't sell well because of the $60 price tag. That game is fantastic. I think a lot of people sleep on Crash 4. That's the game I want to win. But I feel like Animal Crossing takes this easily. It's probably going to pass Mario Kart as the best-selling Switch game of all time, which is kind of crazy to think. That game is like in the 20 million sold category. It's insane. It's nominated for Game of the Year. They kind of have a theme with like the game. If a game's nominated for Game of the Year, they tend to kind of give the award to it. Again, don't take things too personal. I know a lot of people want a lot of you want Fall Guys or maybe Paper Mario to get on, maybe Minecraft Dungeons, but I think it's easy. Animal Crossing. I think it's a no doubt or no brainer that Animal Crossing takes this one. Best fighting game: Grand Fantasy, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition, Street Fighter V, One Punch Man, which I didn't know that was a fighting game. I thought that was a Musou game. Under Night Rebirth at EXE, which is a fantastic anime fighter. But most of you will never know what the hell that is. But it's a great fighting anime game. It is my turn. I'm going to rock it here. Again, I think this is what I want to win, what I think will win. I think Mortal Kombat 11 takes it in a heartbeat. You know what? Actually, I would like to see Grand Blue actually take it. I think that would be really cool. But I think Mortal Kombat 11 easily takes this one. They got Spawn, they got Rambo, they got Terminator, RoboCop. They brought fan favorites Rain and Melina back. I mean, this game is a juggernaut. It is the most popular fighting game on the planet right now. Even kind of surpassing Street Fighter V in a lot of ways. Street Fighter used to really be the most popular, and maybe it still is. Maybe overall in the world. But here for the Game Awards, it's definitely Mortal Kombat 11. It is king. What do you think, Chad?
I want Grand Blue to win. Grand Blue is the fighting game I played the most this year. I played a little bit of Street Fighter also, but obviously that's Street Fighter. It is what it is. But yeah, Grand Blue is a lot of fun. Under Night is an amazing looking game. Yeah. Visually, like very few fighting games look as good as Under Night does. But yeah, my vote's with Grand Blue.
Okay, that's what you want. You're gonna say both what you want and think.
Yeah, it's both.
Okay, upset. I think they're gonna give that. Hey, love you too, Derek. Merry Christmas, brother. I miss you, man. All right, let's go. Best role-playing game. Best RPG. Our expertise here. Final Fantasy VII Remake, of course. Fantastic game. Genshin Impact, which is interesting. That game really blew up. It's taken... it's really blown up. It's really been a really popular game at the moment. Persona 5 Royale. I think it's the actual game of the year. It's, for me, personally, I think it's the best game this year by far. It has the highest Metacritic score, again, which doesn't really mean much, but it's higher than every single one of the Game of the Year category. I think it's the best looking game, and to just say that game is just a definitive edition DLC, I think you're disrespecting it a little too much. There's too much good and too much new in the game to make it feel different that you can't just patch that in. Wasteland 3, which is another, isn't that more of a top-down game, Chad? Like kind of like Diablo style?
I'm not sure, actually. I've never played any of the Wasteland games.
Okay. And then Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon. Fantastic RPG. turn-based RPG. The Yakuza series is not known for that. They turned it into an RPG. Really, really good. I think it's Chad's turn. So, what do you want to win? What do you think is going to win?
This is the one year I hate this category.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Chad.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Chad is a huge Square Enix fan. I kind of gave him a little bit of the sippy sip of the Persona, and he ends up really loving it. We talked about it as our Game of the Year in 2017. But we knew it would not be nominated for Game of the Year or any other category. I'm actually shocked it got nominated at all. But just to give you a little bit of insight, go ahead, Chad. I didn't mean to interrupt. My bad, bro.
No, you're good. You're good, man. But yeah, this year it's really tough because obviously I want Persona to win. Mostly because it wasn't nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But I would really like if both Final Fantasy and Genshin won too. Mm-hmm. So honestly, I have a good chance of being happy either way.
Yes.
But Persona deserves it. So Persona.
Yeah, I feel like this is the only category it's nominated in. I find it shocking they wouldn't give it to it, but I do really, really think Final Fantasy VII Remake has a good chance to win this category because it's nominated for Game of the Year. And again, they kind of lean towards that way. What I really want to win is Persona 5 Royal. What I think is going to win is Final Fantasy VII Remake. We did a spoiler cast on both of those with my boy, the Bearded Wonder, Chad here. Fantastic. Go check those out. Both fantastic games. Of course, I think Persona 5 Royal is way better than Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think the Midgar Saga is the worst part of Final Fantasy, and that's what we played in the remake. I think the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Part 2, whenever it's going to come out, has the greatest potential to easily win Game of the Year when it comes out. But happy it got nominated. I know a year ago Chad was thinking it would be too similar of a game to be nominated. It's the same story, yada, yada, yada. The remake showed, RE2 Remake opened the door for that because it showed that, remakes / reimaginings can exist and deserve nomination, deserve a lot of love. You can still appease the newer audience and the old school audience by putting a lot of fresh air into it. And I think they did that with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Did I like the ending? No. Did I love the cat side quest? Fuck no. But it is a fantastic game overall. A lot of love, a lot of work went into it. Go check it out. I think Persona 5 should win it. But I'm thinking Final Fantasy VII Remake might get it. All right. Interesting category. That's probably the most closely contested well, until we get to the top. Chad made a really good point. That was a really tough category. Let's go to Best Action and Adventure. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the Viking one that just came out. Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ori 2, Jedi Fallen Order, and Last of Us Part 2. And there's one game on here I feel really bad for, and this is the one thing I really don't love about the Game of the Year awards. Did you go first last time, Chad?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so it's my turn. This is the one thing I want to bring up. Do you see a problem here, Chad? At Best Action Adventure?
Jedi Fallen Order got snubbed.
Yep, you're right. Jedi Fallen Order should have been nominated
in a lot of categories.
For many. It's a 2019 game. It's fantastic. Maybe it's slightly overrated because it's Star Wars. It's the only good Star Wars thing we've had in like 20 years. That and Mandalorian, TV show-wise. I know the movies weren't fantastic. I did a spoiler cast on all of them. And a huge Star Wars fan. Like Marvel and Star Wars are like my two favorite things, and Disney owns both of them. And Disney overall has done a really great job with Marvel, but they really dropped the ball on Star Wars. Really, really bad. But it's so unfair for Jedi Fallen Order. This is the only category it's nominated in. To fight alongside games that came out in 2020. This is the biggest problem I have with the Game of the Year awards. Push it back to January. Have the cutoff date in December. So Cyberpunk could be in here because everybody knows Cyberpunk should be in here, right? But the game had to get pushed back, so it's not coming out until 2 days after the Game Awards, right? So now you're going to tell Cyberpunk to compete with games with 2021 when you potentially could see God of War Ragnarok, and you can see Horizon Zero, Horizon 2, many other big hitters, possibly Halo. Like that's
the best part about this, Levi, is that Cyberpunk's now going to have to compete with all those games that come out next year instead of possibly having an easy in because Last of Us kind of had that, review bombing thing going on and everybody was kind of iffy about it. Ghost is a strong game, but I think Cyberpunk missed out by pushing their game back.
Yeah, if they take we're not there at the game of the year though. But if they take any game out of there, it would probably be Doom and put Cyberpunk in there. I don't think they take Ghost out. Actually, I'm actually shocked. You guys were actually right about it. I thought they were, because of the review scores of Ghost, that it was not going to get nominated. It was going to get hugely snubbed on all these categories. When Ghost of Tsushima is so damn fantastic. It's one of the best games this year, if not the best. You already know what the best game is. Persona 5 Royal, baby. But that is a big problem I have with this. That it's got to compete with all these games, and it only gets one category. It's really unfair to that team and that game. And I know it's EA. I know everybody hates them. But to disrespect Respawn like that, I don't know. It's the only big gripe I have with the Game Awards. The huge, true criticism. Otherwise, I really kind of like Jeff Keighley's show. Is it a perfect award show? No. It's a little long. Too many ads. But they should really push it back. Have the cutoff date December instead of the middle of November. Or whenever the hell they decide what game deserves to be in that year. But it's just so tough. It's really tough. Now you're going to make Cyberpunk compete with a bunch of 2021 games that are possibly maybe better. Maybe not. We don't know. I know a lot of you are really looking forward to Cyberpunk. It's the most hyped game this year. To me, I'm more a fan of The Witcher. I don't have the hype like everybody else has for Cyberpunk. Will I play it on PS5? Yeah, when the PS5 version comes out, I'll probably scoop it up. I'll probably play it. I'll probably buy it. But I'm not. I got too many things to play on the plate already. But what I think is actually going to win, I don't think Miles Morales. It's a fantastic game. I don't think it has a shot in this category. I think Ghost of Tsushima is what I want to win and what I actually think is gonna win. I don't think Assassin's Creed Valhalla has that same feel. There's a lot of bugs, a lot of issues with that game. Ori 2 is a sleeper. Do not sleep on Ori 2. Ori 2 might win this category. Star Wars, I feel like time has passed. I think a lot of people forgot. And Last of Us Part 2, I don't see that as a great adventure game. People see Last of Us Part 2 for the story, not the gameplay and the action or anything like that. It's more about the story for The Last of Us. So, Ghost of Tsushima, I think this game takes it. What do you think, Chad?
I'm actually opposite opinion of you. I think this is Last of Us.
Yeah.
I do remember a lot of people praising the gameplay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think The Last of Us is going to take this, and I kind of want them to too. That way, it'll open up some other opportunities for other games in different categories.
It'd be really interesting because there's a possibility Last of Us wins every single category it's in. Chad, was talking to me and he's like, it has a reverse. It could be like a reverse God of War situation, Red Dead situation.
Yeah, it's the Red Dead situation all over again.
Did something else take it? I actually think it's going to go a different way, and we'll get there a second. Because I really do think Last of Us Part 2 really does take a lot of these categories. I actually don't think it takes this one, because after platinum the game, playing it twice, and then playing Ghost of Tsushima and actually platinum, I think that's more of an action-adventure game than Last of Us. Last of Us is more of a linear story-driven game, which is great. Those are great to have. I like those still very much. But the environment, the beauty of Ghost of Tsushima, I think is very underappreciated. And then I think the combat and a lot of the reviews were dissing the combat, and I think the combat's actually really good in Ghost of Tsushima. I really like it. I really like the stealth. I really appreciate that game. And I think it deserves more love, and I'm glad it did. I'm glad I was wrong that it got nominated for some categories. Best Action, Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4. Another really damn interesting category. How are you feeling about this one, Chad? What do you want to win? What do you think is going to win?
I think this is kind of like a precursor to the Game of the Year category. I think Hades will take this.
Mm.
It was a really fun game to watch. Unfortunately, I can't play it. It's not on consoles except for Switch and PC. But yeah, I would like to see Hades win this category.
Yeah. What I think is going to win, I'm with Chad. I actually do. The most hyped game right now is Hades. Hades, it has a huge hype around it. Everybody's talking about this game right now. In a lot of glowing light. A lot, unlike Last of Us 2, where it has kind of a stigma. Obviously, these are critics. They want Last of Us Part 2 to win. But I'm with Chad. I do think Hades is going to take it. But I think Doom Eternal actually deserves it. I think what they actually did for the combat and the action in that game is absolutely amazing. Really fun game. I think a lot of people forgot about it because it came out in March. I think it came out in March. Doom Eternal, very, very good. If you have Xbox Game Pass, this game should be #1 downloaded game on your Game Pass, and you should be playing it. It is fantastic. Go slay some demons, right? If you can't play Demon Souls, go slay some demons that way. But I'm with Chad. I think Hades takes this one. Innovation Accessibility. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot, Last of Us Part 2, and Watch Dogs Legion. It is my turn to go. I think this is easy. Despite all the flaws, despite all the criticism, I shouldn't say flaws, sorry. Despite all the criticism I have for Last of Us Part 2 story-wise, it absolutely deserves this category. It absolutely deserves a lot of love for the accessibility options. I think there's over 1,000 accessibility options in this game. Whether you have finger problems, whether you can't see right, whether you need the game to play a little bit easier, whether if you're colorblind. The accessibility, this is the one thing about Last of Us Part 2 that does not get talked about. How amazing the accessibility features are in this game, and it has set a new standard that many games will never capture, and they should try to capture, but most games never will. They'll never put the time and effort. So I gotta give them kudos on that, even though I don't think this game is deserving, if you see where I'm going, of Game of the Year or anything like that, despite my criticism of the game. You gotta give it where it's due, and this is where absolutely it deserves to win, and that is the accessibility options. Go ahead, Chad. What do you think?
100% agree. Last of Us, as far as I know, might be the most accessible game. Period.
Yes.
I remember seeing an interview with one of the disabled, or one of the gamers, and he was praising it for all of its accessibility options and everything else. So we'll go with Last of Us.
All right. The next one is Best VR AR. Dreams, Half-Life Alyx, Iron Man VR, Star Wars Squadrons, Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. I think this is an easy one for me. What do you think, Chad? I know VR, AR is not our particularly specialty on this channel, but what do you think?
It's a nostalgia bomb, bro. Go with Half-Life.
I'm with you 100%. That's what I think is going to win, and that's what I want to win. I think Half-Life Alyx deserves it. I actually feel like this game, unfortunately, the stigma of this game is it's a VR game. And I think it should have probably been nominated for Game of the Year. But, again, really tough category. Really, really tough category. But easy one for Half-Life here, though, is the VR. I think it's no doubt. No doubt. Best community support: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant. what I think is going to win is Fall Guys because it really does have some great community support. How they communicate people on Twitter, how they hype up this game, the next season, listening to the community and feedback on some issues. I think it has a really good chance to win it, but what I really want to win it is probably No Man's Sky. Because this game, when it came out, was dead in the water. Everybody effing hated it. And it came back full force, and I hope... And I'm not excusing, all their lies and stuff they said to promote the game. There's a lot of stuff they said didn't happen in the game. But I've heard it's such a new game now. It is so amazing what has come around from it. I think No Man's Sky deserves a little bit of love, but I really do think Fall Guys takes this one. What about you, Chad? Chad, sorry.
Hop on that Fortnite bus, bro.
I think a lot of people. I think that has a good shot too, because I think a lot of people overlook Fortnite because of its popularity and how actually really good that game is, and how innovative they keep making it, and how they listen to their community, and man, the star power they get in that game. It's. I think people overlook it. I think people overlook because of its popularity.
But yeah, any game that I can quit for a year, come back and actually have fun playing again, usually sticks around because of a very strong community. Fortnite is a rolling train; it's never going to stop. It's going to keep chugging along, and yeah, we're all here for the ride.
You're absolutely right, brother. And so many developers are chasing Fortnite, and they shouldn't. Just make the best game you could. Fortnite's Fortnite. Let it be. Let it be. This is Chad's expertise right here. Best mobile game. Among Us. Call of Duty Mobile. Genshin Impact. Legends of Runeterra. Pokemon Cafe Mix, which I was not expecting for it to get nominated. It is my turn, I believe. Or is it your turn, Chad? I think it's my turn.
It's your turn. Go ahead.
I really think I really think hold on. Among Us is going to win this category. But what I really want to win is actually Genshin Impact. And I actually think it really has a legit chance to win in this category. I know a lot of people don't like the gacha game elements. Might seem too severe for some people. But Breath of the Wild with anime? Hell yeah, man. It is fantastic. I cannot wait for the PS5 upgrade for this. I'm so stoked. I think they said they're working on it. Hopefully we'll see it sooner than later, probably 2021. Maybe a surprise announcement at the Game Awards. I think Among Us has the best shot to win it. What I really want to win, though, is Genshin Impact. What about you, Chad?
I'm terrified because I have a feeling Call of Duty Mobile is going to win. It's extremely popular for some reason. Among Us also has a very strong chance at winning. But just like you, I would love if Genshin won. I would love if Genshin won something this year. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
And I think this is its last opportunity too. So
yeah, I think it's only 2 categories it's in, right? That was the only 2.
Yeah, it has a shot at winning RPG.
Yeah.
But it's a shot. Like it's a shot.
Yeah, it's like from downtown.
Yeah, like because 7 and P5 are just
juggernauts in that category. Yeah, they are. They're really the kings of that category. And 2 interesting Sony exclusives in a different way kind of fighting in that category, which is really interesting. And I guess Genshin is too, right? It's not on Xbox, right? I don't think. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I don't think it is on Xbox. You're right. So technically Genshin would be console. It's actually console and mobile. So you can't, even though people play it on PC, they're playing it through BlueStacks or whatever other engine thing they're running. But yeah, the 2 ways to play it are through mobile and through PS4. So technically, I guess you could say it's a console exclusive for PlayStation.
And you have a really good point too. You have a fantastic point with COD Mobile. Don't sleep on that. It has a good shot. But I think too much hype for Genshin and Among Us this year. I think it overcomes the Call of Duty obstacle. Best Indie, Carry On, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spirit Fair. What do you got, Chad? What do you want? What do you think? You there? You freeze? I think we lost Chad. Or somebody's talking to him. Alright, I'm going to go then. I'm going to go. Best indie game. What I think this is the easy one. I think Hades, again, is the media darling right now. I think Hades has the best shot to win this category. It's nominated for Game of the Year. I think they hand out the red carpet for this game. I think Hades takes it. What do you got, Chad? You there? Are you back?
Yeah, I double-clicked the mute button. My bad.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
No, that's what I was saying. I think Hades has a really good shot at winning it. I think this is Fall Guys' category, to be honest. This kind of makes sense for them, just kind of way they came out of the dark and blew up like they did. I would personally like to see Hades win that.
You make a really good point. I mean, Fall Guys could be a juggernaut, man. It could be really sneaky. You might steal some awards here, you know. It really could. A game has a lot of hype. A lot of hype to it. All right, we're on Best Ongoing Game. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. It's Chad's turn finally. Go ahead, Chad.
I'm double-clicking.
You're on mute again, yeah. There you go.
I hate the fact that this category exists.
Yeah.
Basically
a life of service game.
Yeah. I want Rainbow Six to be nominated again, honestly, but
yeah,
I guess we'll go with Destiny since that's my next favorite game.
What I really want to win this one is No Man's Sky. I think, again, I said all the things earlier. I think it deserves a lot of love. They've really turned that game around. I actually really feel like it's either going to go to COD or Fortnite. That's my gut feeling. But what I really want is No Man's Sky. I hope they show that game a lot of love. All right, we're going to the actors. Best performance: Ashley Johnson, Ellie, in Last of Us Part 2. Laura Bailey as Abby, everybody's favorite character in Last of Us Part 2. Daisuke Tsuji. I apologize if I said your name wrong, Daisuke. Shout out to you, bud. Playing Jin in Ghost of Tsushima, which is a freaking awesome game. Logan Cunningham in Hades. I forgot who he plays in Hades, though. He plays somebody in Hades. And I apologize so much for the actor for Miles Morales. Najee Jeter? Najee? I think I said it right. But the Miles Morales himself. So, since I took a couple already, Chad, what do you think? Who is going to get best performance in this category? Another really tough category.
You want to see Laura Bailey win because even though everybody hates Abby, she does a fantastic job.
Absolutely right.
Ashley Johnson also does a phenomenal job. So, saying that, Najee Jeter's going to win.
I'm glad he did get nominated. I think he does a really good job with Miles. Again, you can go watch my full playthrough here on YouTube, and make sure you follow that Twitch icon down below, so we could watch my other streams. We're gonna play some more Demon Souls for sure. I wish Demon Souls got more love here, but it got reviewed really late, so they're probably putting it on next year's category. But I think it's going to one of the ladies. Again, besides my criticisms of Last of Us Part 2, it is not on the acting. It's more on the writing and the direction and the story, overall story of the game. And that's the thing I value most in video games right now is the story. And I feel like they really dropped the ball on that. But again, it's not because of these two. It's not because of as we lost Chad for a second here. It's not because of those two, as he's back. It's not because of those two. I actually think they're going to give it to Ashley Johnson. I think she's going to get it, and well deserving of this category again. Not here. My criticisms aside, I can't stand away of the great performances of Ashley Johnson and Laura Bailey. I think one of those two get it. It'd be interesting if they lose out in this category. That would be a really telling sign that Last of Us might not take that much hardware if it loses out in this category, which would be really odd. Really, really odd. Best audio design. This is an interesting category. Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, which is cool to see it nominated here, and Last of Us Part 2. It's my turn. I'm going to go first. Again, despite my criticism, the audio is really fantastic. This is not music, right? We still got music coming up, do we?
Yeah, I don't think it's soundtrack, bro.
Yeah, this is best audio design, so like noises and stuff. I do really like Last of Us Part 2. But I really feel like this really feels like a toss-up between, for me personally, it's between these three in my personal opinion. It's Ghost, Half-Life, or Doom Eternal. What I would want to win is Ghost of Tsushima. I think a lot of people, how the birds, the wind, the overall flow and music of that game, the audio as you're stabbing somebody, and it is really fantastic. I want to dive in. We're going to dive in more of Ghost of Tsushima Legends with JJ. Don't worry, we're still going to play more. We're going to do some raids and stuff. That's the one I would like to take it. The audio design, I think it's really good. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. I do like how Nemesis sounds and stuff in this game, but I don't think it'll get that much recognition in this category. I believe this is the only category it's nominated in. I think it's between the three, Ghost, Half-Life, and Doom Eternal. I think what I want is Ghost, but I think I'm going to lean towards either Half-Life or Doom. What do you think, Chad?
This is the opening up Game of the Year category for me.
Yeah.
This is the Last of Us winner, and this is going to make way for the real Game of the Year, which we all know who's going to be.
Oh, so you're saying Doom Eternal, Game of the Year? No, I know you're a big fan of Ghost of Tsushima.
Persona.
I would love to have Chad on that spoiler cast, but at the time he didn't finish the game yet.
Shadow announcement. There's another nominee. It's Persona. It's gonna win.
I agree. I feel like it should be in a lot of these categories. Best score and music: Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake. We're almost done, folks. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades, Ori 2, and Last of Us Part 2. It is Chad's turn. I'm interested to see where he goes in this category. I think I know where he's leaning, but let's see.
Final Fantasy VII is going to win best soundtrack of the year.
Okay, that's where I think he was leaning for sure. Go on though. What do you really like about this one?
Where should we start?
Show your love with Square right here. Show the chat a little bit. Open up a little bit.
It's the fact that they were able to combine the old soundtrack and make it brand new and sound every bit like the old one.
Yeah, even better. Really, even like
all the little additions, all the little remakes and remixes of songs.
I mean, that game is so beloved by many JRPG lovers, not just us. But the fact they had the daunting task not only to like remake it, but to redo the music, and I believe they got the original composer back, right? I think he came back out of retirement to help out. I thought, right?
Yeah, I think Nobuo Uematsu did help out on it.
Yeah, I don't think he did the whole thing, but he supervised it. He looked into it. But it is a fantastic score. I actually think what I would prefer to win this category is Final Fantasy VII Remake. What I really do think is going to win, I think it's clear as day. That last again, despite my criticism, I forgot his name. I had his name in my head, but the composer for Last of Us Part 2, fantastic, fantastic music in that game. The beautiful, little guitar strings as he plays. I mean, this is a tough category, but I really feel like it would be that's why I think they're going to lean is Last of Us Part 2. Is it Sergio? Isn't it Sergio something? I think it is. I don't know. I apologize to him. I think he did a fantastic... Again, despite my criticisms, I thought he did an absolutely amazing job on the score of Last of Us Part 2. But I could see Final Fantasy VII taking this. And don't sleep on Ori 2. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Ori 2. But I think it has somewhat of a shot. It's probably a long shot, but I think Ori might have some. All right, an interesting category. We're getting to the real meaty stuff, the hard stuff to really narrow down, at least for some of us. Best art direction. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori 2, and Last of Us Part 2. How do you feel? I'm guessing... I think I know where Chad's leaning again towards this category, but what do you think?
You're more than likely 100% incorrect.
Okay.
I actually believe Ori will win this category. Very few games that came out this year look as good as Ori does.
Yes. Yes.
And I mean, I can't even say that firsthand. I'm just saying off of what I've watched.
We played a little bit of it on stream, and it is like a water painting come to life. It is gorgeous.
It's amazing, and even if it didn't win, I mean, I guess 7 would be a good one to fall back on, right?
Okay, so that's the one you really want to win, though. Is 7? And what you think?
No, I want Ori to win.
Oh, you want Ori to win. So what do you think?
Ori needs to walk away with something.
Yeah. Okay. See, Chad's not so biased. He's showing some Xbox some love right there. I'm kind of with you, Chad. I really think Ori has a good shot in this category. I don't think this is art direction. I don't think that really suits Last of Us Part 2. I also feel like Ghost gets a little disrespected in that category. I really feel like it's between Final Fantasy VII Remake and Ori 2. Is my gut. I also could see Hades going, but I think Hades has that... I don't want to say typical art style for an indie game, because it is a fantastic game. Like, it really is, but... What they did for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, despite some people having problems with the story, I had a bunch of criticism about the game, too. Again, go check out our spoiler cast. Where the super best friends and I, including Chad the Bearded Wonder here, we all discuss our criticism. And I know this game has a lot of nostalgia berries, and I was honest in my review of it, but my score of it, saying if it wasn't for being Final Fantasy VII, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. And I think I gave it an 8, right? A 7.5 or 8, I don't remember exactly, around that. But the art direction was fantastic. Like, the game, to redo Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, redesigning all these characters again, Aerith, Sephiroth, and making them look very modern, but yet very familiar. They could easily destroy Tifa. But they didn't. They held their ground, and I actually think they made her look better than she's ever looked before. And I think they deserve some credit for that. I think Square deserves some credit for that. Any last thoughts, Chad? I saw that you clicked out of mute there.
Yeah, I was just going to say you rated Final 7 too low, but
yeah,
we all knew that anyways.
No, I think it's where it's at. I think the first game, again, is the worst one out of the series. And I think 2 and 3 will be much better, but I think 2 will probably be the best. But it's a great start. It's It's a great start. 7's not bad. 7's not bad. But I did have some issues with the game. The game still could had some improvements, for sure. And no game's perfect. I wanted to stress that. No game's perfect. We're on Best Narrative. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. I am so happy this game got nominated for this category. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and Last of Us Part 2. A very damn hard category. I believe it's my turn, right? I'm going to go. I am actually, like I said, I'm very happy. If you guys don't know what 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim is, it's the guys from Vanillaware that did Dragon's Crown. Very, very great art style, very unique art style. Atlas published it. Every time you see that Atlas symbol, you know it has a good chance to be a decent RPG. But I've heard nothing but fantastic fantastic things about this. It got a really high Metacritic score. People really love this game. It sold pretty well for them. Shout out to my boy Prandy. He's playing this right now. He's like, you gotta get this. I know you'll love this as an Atlas fan. And, this one's a really tough category. In my personal opinion, I think the worst part of Last of Us Part 2 is the narrative. I think the story is not very good. I don't think it's very good. I think it's very overrated. I think a lot of people white knight this game. I feel like a lot of people protect this game. And I feel that way on the other side, too. I feel like a lot of people just hate this game for hating this game. I think this game deserves some criticism for sure. I think Last of Us Part 2 deserves a lot of criticism. I don't like how Naughty Dog and Sony handled this. The marketing and the release of this game, handled the leak of the game. They purposely struck down YouTube channels, ruined a lot of people's careers, because they just didn't like their opinions. I think a lot of people, as soon as you say you don't like Last of Us Part 2, it's because, spoilers, because Joel fucking died. And I think that's wrong, to jump to that conclusion automatically because somebody disagrees with your opinion. And again, I think this is the worst narrative of all the games this year. It was very overrated, very mediocre, and you painfully learn the lesson right away, which we kind of learned from the first game already, that revenge is kind of bad. And again, it sounds like I'm a little harsh on this game. I played it 2.5 times. I platinumed it. We had a 2.5 hour discussion. I walked the walk, like a lot of people that didn't, but I did. I walked the walk. I played it. I gave it a shot because I'm a big fan of Naughty Dog. I like what they do, but to me, this is a new era of Naughty Dog, and it's kind of going in the wrong direction, in my personal opinion. But hey, it might win every damn category. It might win every single award here. And I apologize if it seems like I'm rambling a little bit, but I just got to give my honest-to-God thoughts about this game because I feel like a lot of people are going to white knight this game, but protect it and pretend it can't have any criticism. And that's not how I am. I think every game, even Persona 5 Royal, I had criticism of. Hated the new fucking ending in Persona 5 Royal. Thought it was terrible. I thought it completely undermined what the original Persona 5 true ending stood for. Again, it didn't ruin the game for me because I still have that true ending to fall on of the original game. But I thought the new true ending just was very odd and royal. And I felt like Last of Us is very overlooked. So best narrative. Again, I really had problems. This is a really tough category for me. I really had a lot of problems with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Narratively wise, I think there's some bad, slow moments in it. Especially playing it again on hard mode to get that plat. I really appreciated the combat and the mechanics and everything like that. The story was painfully slow for me. Which I don't get that feeling every time I replay Persona. I just have so much fun. Even though that's a 100-hour plus game. I'm going to have to give it to Ghost. What I really think deserves best narrative is Ghost of Tsushima. The way this story was really personal to Jin. The fact that he had to give up the samurai code of honor and become kind of like a Batman type figure, kind of become the Ghost and defeat these Mongols. Very personal between his uncle. They really did it Sucker Punch did a fantastic job with this game. I feel like, yes, maybe you could see some things happening in all these narratives. You can really. I can't speak much about Hades because I haven't played that one. But Ghost, I feel like, deserves the nod here. I actually think it is going to go to Last of Us Part 2. I think Last of Us Part 2 probably might sweep every category. But go ahead, Chad. I apologize if I took a little too long there.
I'm gonna hop on camera for a second.
He's there!
All right. Listen, this is Neil Druckmann's "you" moment. Yeah, take that. Last of Us Part 2, easy dub.
Most likely. I agree. What do you, is that what you want and what you think?
No, I would like to see Hades win, honestly.
Yeah.
But like I said, or like I showed you, it's the FU moment for Neil Druckmann.
I got no beef against Neil. I just think he could have handled things better instead of striking down YouTube channels because of opinions.
See, I'm not. I didn't play this game because I'm not a Last of Us fan. But
you played a good chunk of the first one too, man. You did. Like,
I pretty much almost beat the game.
Yeah,
but
you just.
this is just
not
way,
your type of game. But people don't
just
play
know
Naughty Dog games for gameplay.
But the fan base is so split on this.
Yeah, it is.
It's nuts.
It is.
And I really do see the side of the people who actually like the narrative.
Yeah,
I agree with them. I think this is going to be that game, and it's going to be their moment.
Okay, you're allowed to love this game. You really are, but I do feel like a lot of people do purposely protect this game and don't really like it. I think a lot of people just fall in that line and they get mad about your opinion about it. And again, we're here to have fun and have a good time, but I think it is horribly overrated as a story. Very much so. I think doesn't mean it's not deserving though. I mean, it's probably going to sweep a lot of these games. We got 2 more categories. Let's go to Best Game Direction. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Last of Us Part 2. Very similar. I think the only difference is Half-Life Alyx made it here instead of 13 Sentinels. I'm going to let Chad take this one away. What do you think?
This will be Final Fantasy VII's win. It's very easy to see what they were trying to do with this, especially story-wise.
Mm-hmm.
It's setting up to be this great grand adventure with new, interesting twists, so to say, that you might not necessarily agree with, but us Kingdom Hearts fans love.
I do think it's great that they're doing a lot of different stuff, for sure. I think it is fantastic.
But yeah,
I just don't want that stuff to be very...
Final Fantasy all the way.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying Final Fantasy all the way.
All the way on this one? I think it loses out in this category, my friend. I think they're going to easily give this to The Last of Us Part 2. I think hands down, I think for sure the critics and definitely, again, that's why I don't... Like, a lot of people are going to get really mad and upset, and I don't think you should. Again, I don't think you should. Just... It's not the end of the world if your game didn't get nominated or didn't get any love. As long as you love the game and play it, that's all that really shouldn't matter. Shouldn't really matter. This is a critics award. We don't really have any say in this. I think we only have like a 10% vote on this. It's not enough to really sway anything, to be honest with you. Again, I think a lot of people get too emotionally involved in this and a little driven. I said since day one, Persona 5 Royal will not be nominated for any of these categories. It won't get Game of the Year. Said since day one, right? Right, Chad? I've been saying it since day one that game came out. And it's not a big deal to me. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that Half-Life Alyx, Ghost and Hades, some of these other games get a lot of love. Last of Us Part 2, absolutely, should get a lot of love. Because what they did graphically, I mean, the game looks amazing. The sound, the music, the gameplay is solid. But Naughty Dog games, people don't play it for the gameplay. It's about the story. It's really about the story for Naughty Dog games. Best game direction, I really think it's going to Last of Us Part 2. I actually kind of would like to see Half-Life Alyx kind of take this one. I don't think they'll give it to Ghost, Hades, or Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't think Final Fantasy has a chance in this one. And the final big bang right here. Here it is. The game of the year. Everyone's waited for. The 4.5-hour show we just sat through. Giving you some foreshadowing of next Thursday, which will be live on streaming that. And if the super best friends want to join, I'll leave the Discord open. You guys can hang out. But Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost, Hades, Animal Crossing, and Last of Us Part 2. I'm actually going to give the Bearded Wonder the floor here. What do you want? What do you think?
Ghost for Goaty.
Okay,
Ghost
so you think it's a reverse
Goaty.
Sekiro. It doesn't win anything. Or it's a Sekiro in general. It doesn't win anything, but then it wins Game of the Year.
Yep. That's exactly how it's going to go.
Damn it, Chad. I actually really had the same feeling, too.
We've had the discussion. We're disappointed Persona didn't get nominated.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy's strong. Last of Us is also strong. Hades is a competitor. Forget Doom. Forget Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima was the best looking game. It had very good acting in it on probably all voice acting options. Let's be completely honest. Very few complaints about Ghost in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Free DLC in the same year. Ghost hit all the right keys, and yeah, it deserves it, man.
Yeah, I really have the same feeling. That it's so funny. He nailed it right on the head for me. This game has so much legs to it. This game came out like 5.5 months ago, or 5 months ago, I think in July. 3 weeks after Last of Us Part 2. And Ghost of Tsushima has been in the top 10 in North America and Europe for 4 months. Where Last of Us Part 2 immediately had an 80% drop off after the second week. And it has never showed up in the charts. They have never said anything about how the sales of Last of Us Part 2 are. Again, none of this really factors. Just for me, just how I view Game of the Year, it should be the one that encapsulates everything. We were wrong as fuck last year, right? It was Sekiro, which I really loved, and I was very excited. That was really cool. But I was either thinking it was going Death Stranding or RE2 remake. RE2 I thought was the clear favorite because it was so beloved in the start. It could go anyway. I mean, Chad might absolutely be right. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima might lose every single category, and it might actually win this one. I agree with him with Doom and Animal Crossing. Doom's a great story being here. Animal Crossing's a good family-friendly game, Nintendo game that deserves to be here, but not really a story, not really great multiplayer, not really... It just kind of kept Nintendo afloat where they didn't really have to... they had a really weird year, like a really weird year for Nintendo. Hades might actually have a legit shot in this. I do really want Ghost to win it, but also I honestly, people are going to be angry, but I think Last of Us Part 2 might actually take this too. I think it's a big possibility. Again, it's not, we don't have any say in this, we're just having some fun, and again, don't take it so, personally and emotionally. I know a lot of the super best friends last year were upset when I wasn't like Borderlands 3 was Game of the Year and stuff like that, but it was just what I was looking at critics' point of view and critics, because this is all the critics award. These are critic awards. This is not the GG and Friends podcast award. We're giving it to Persona 5 Royal. At least Chad and I are. We're giving it to Royal, for sure. That's my Game of the Year. This category is gonna unfortunately just make a lot of people upset. People are gonna overreact and blah blah blah. Again, this is supposed to be a celebration. We've got to just have fun and just enjoy Hopefully there's a lot of great announcements there. Hopefully we see some bangers from Sony and Nintendo. Hopefully Microsoft brings it too. I want Microsoft to be really successful this generation, man. I really want them to do really good. They got 26 studios now. It's time to start hitting some home runs with some of these games, man. You got to start making some great games. I mean, you're so far behind on Sony, and Nintendo has Mario and Link to always rely on that they don't really ever have to worry, right? You know, they don't need another Star Fox game. They don't need another Metroid game. They don't need any of the Kirby games or Yoshi games. You know, they got Link and Zelda, and that's all they really need. Link and Zelda and Mario, sorry. But it should be a really fun night. You know, congrats to all the nominees, all the winners. Shout out to the Bearded Wonder for helping me out tonight. But it'd be really interesting if Ghost pulls it off, if it pulls the Sekiro. Make sure you smash the hell out of the like button. It helps me out here on the YouTube algorithm. Comment down below, what is your personal game of the year? And what do you actually think is going to win out of all these nominees? I would like to hear everyone's opinions. I know a lot of you will text me later or so forth. But I appreciate everybody's time. It was good to see Derek, Chad, Shannon, Savage, Joel. Thank you so much from the bottom of my hearts. Thank the Bearded Wonder, Chad, taking time out of his schedule to help me out. I hope we had a really fun show. This is usually my favorite show. Shout out to the other super best friends, JJ, Lou, and Elo. I wish they could have been on tonight, but, you know, it's a week away from the Game Awards. I don't want to push it anymore. Show had to roll on, and it felt great to just do a pod again with Chad. You know, this, dynamic duo back from the old days, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Any last words, Chad?
Looking forward to not getting Zhong Li some more in Genshin Impact for the rest of the week. Might play some more Fortnite. Hope you guys are enjoying whatever you're playing. Besides that, everybody have a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whichever
Happy
one
Holidays.
you prefer.
Have a Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll try to do another pod down the line. I already had one written up, but I know it's a really busy holiday. Everybody's, really busy at this tough time of the year right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this pod. I hope you made it all the way in. And again, tell us your game of the year. Tell us what you think. And for us, it's P5. For me, it's P5 Royal, hands down. But a lot of fantastic years. Despite the tough time, there was a lot of great, fantastic games. We got 2 new console launches. We got a Demon's Souls remake. We got Spider-Man. We got Final Fantasy VII remake. RE3 remake. Oh my God, Crash 4. Ghost of Tsushima was a great surprise. Last of Us Part 2 might be a disappointment to some people. But hey, I've been your fellow Strauss man, the GG. And Chad, the Bearded Wonder. We're outie.